Okay, my screen visible, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam
Yes,
Yena
Mataji.
Mai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavati Ashita Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Te Namaha Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Manasute Devi Pranamami Hari Namo Mahapaganyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Naya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Krishna वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone to Understand Gita in 18 days. Okay, so today chapter 1. Yesterday we went through the orientation and little bit of intro about Prabhupada. You all saw the video, right? So how Prabhupada in a very short time he has established this organization, ISKCON. So anyone knows what is the abbreviation of ISKCON? ISKCON. ISKCON. What do you mean by ISKCON? Yes, friend Parnika.
International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Very nice. Yes, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So today, the chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. So Arjuna's yoga of lamentation. So anybody can tell me which are the two families that involved in this war? So who are the two families?
Kuru and Pandu, the Kuru dynasty and Pandavas.
Yes, Pandavas and Kauravas, right? So basically this Bhagavad Gita, this is a part of epic Mahabharata, right? And we can see the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So this is between the two families, Pandavas and Kauravas. And why did this fight happen? So basically, the Dhritarashtra and Pandu are son of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is none other than he's an incarnation of Lord Krishna himself. It comes in Bhagavatam. He's an incarnation of Lord himself. And his sons are Pandu and Dhritarashtra, and also Vidura is a Dasi son. So basically, Dhritarashtra was born blind, and ideally the kingdom, I mean, where the Pandu dies at a very early age. So then the Pandavas, like the Arjuna, Bhima, Nakula, Sadeva, everybody was very small. So he agrees with Rashtra that he will take over the kingdom and he will hand over it to them when they attain 18 years. But then he didn't wanted to give it up because he was so much attached to his son Duryodhana. So he wanted, if I am blind, why not my son cannot be? So he didn't wanted to give. So, please be on mute. I'm not able to mute.
এটা একটা ক্লাস করছি তো ডাইরেক্ট মায়াপুর থেকে।
Kindly be on mute. Okay. Okay. So because of that, the war had to take place because you may all know, like even Krishna goes as a peace. So he, on behalf of Pandavas, he goes to Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. He requests that at least, because for Kshatriyas, they need to have a village, something. So he asked, like, give the 5 villages, because that time India, like the whole continent belonged to one king. It was not like divided. So whole continent belonged to one king. So he just asked 5 villages. You know what did Duryodhana say? He said that even a pinpoint, okay, that much of land also I cannot give to Pandavas. So that he was so much envious, right? So, and then Dhritarashtra supported everything, whatever his son did. And because of this, the war had to take. So this is a brief intro. Now we'll go through. We'll see what are the, we are going to see in this chapter. So observing the armies on the battlefield. So it starts with Dhritarashtra's inquiry. So Dharmakshetra Kurukshetra Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Amaka Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurvata. So Dhritarashtra inquires. So everybody have gathered in the battlefield. So what is it happening? So with that it starts, and then we see what are the Duryodhana's fear, and then before the war starts, there'll be blowing of conch shells from both the dynasties, the Pandavas and the Kauravas. And then Arjuna's observation in the battlefield, where he sees all his relatives and Guru, Acharyas, teachers, right? And then he gives reasons why he cannot fight. Arjuna gives 5 reasons why he is not able to fight. So we'll go into the. So this is the different reactions to the same scene, right? So you can see here, because these people, all the people are in different modes. We are going to study in detail on different modes in chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Basically, all of us are in different modes. So some are in, so here he represents Tamoguna, it's a mode of ignorance. And Arjuna is in a mode of goodness, it is called Sattvaguna. And Duryodhana is in a mode of passion, because of greed, he wants more, right? And this person is a blind by birth, not just physically, he is also mentally and everything he's blind. Spiritually also is blind, because he had a counsel of Vidura, who is such a great, is on his side. Though he was suggesting him many times, he advised, like, whatever your son is doing is not right, but never, Dhritarashtra was never hearing to him. That is why he is in a Tamoguna. So these 3 people, they are viewing the same army. We can see, like in a life also, there is the same situation, but one person can see on a positive side of that, but the other person can only see the negative side of a situation, right? Do you all have that experience? Yes? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, right? So we see many times there is a situation is same, the seeing, the perception is different, varies from person to person. And this is because of these 3 gunas, because we are all in 3 gunas. And it is, Krishna says, not necessary that we have to be on those 3 gunas. We can actually elevate ourselves from Tamoguna, we can come to Rajoguna to, or Sattvaguna, or directly we can be, but Krishna says you have to come above 3 modes, not just Sattvaguna, Shuddha Sattvaguna. You have to cross the Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhava Arjuna. Nistraigunya means come above the 3 modes, Krishna says in the chapter 2. So basically, there is so much of learning you can't imagine in this Bhagavad Gita. Basically, as a person, we can inculcate so many things and we can change. And the way we think, or so many things we can adapt in our life. It's a life-changing manual, you can say. So this Bhagavad Gita is just like a manual. See, we have anything for any product you buy to your home. Do you get a manual how to use it? Yes. You have a manual. So if you buy a washing machine, do you get a manual for it? How to use?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is a manual because God has created this world and He knows how we have to live in this world, right? So basically, without seeing the manual, we are living right now. So, but then if we see Bhagavad Gita and then live, then it will give some value to our life. Because without seeing manual, we cannot really, if you have a mobile phone, a smartphone, which has so many features, and you don't know how to operate it, right? We don't know anything. You give to some person, he just know how to just do the calling and just keep it. It's a waste. It's not a utility. Utility is not properly used. But then if you have the knowledge, then you can use it properly. If you have the manual, you see what are the features and everything, then you can use it. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita is like a life manual for us. We have to see this. Prabhupada says we have to scrutinizingly, we have to study this. So that is the reason we insist everyone, like, please buy a hard copy, because this is always you need to carry wherever you go. You just have it with you whenever you feel, whichever page you turn and read, you get some knowledge, like you get some insight there. So there is nothing, no page like you feel there is no nothing to be learned. So everything is a learning in Bhagavad Gita, and that to be the beautiful purpose which Prabhupada has given. It's really everyone must have it. So here we can see different reactions to the same scene because of the different gunas. So we'll more detail see about the characters of all the three people, how they act, right? So the first loka, Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Pandava Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. So Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre. So it's a place of Dharmakshetra is what it only the dharma. Because why is he mentioning here Dharmakshetre? Because it's a pilgrimage, and also it's like a purity only can, because he's afraid now. Samaveta Yutsava means everyone has gathered to fight. Mamaka Pandavas Chaiva. Mamaka means my people. See here how he is differentiating. You can see, because Pandavas are none other than his brother's son, but he is differentiating by calling them Mamaka is like my people Kauravas and Pandavas. So both have gathered. What are they doing, Sanjaya? He's asking Sanjaya. So Sanjaya is a minister of Dhritarashtra and also a disciple of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva has given him because Dhritarashtra cannot see the war, he gives Sanjaya the divine eyes to see what is happening in the war field. That's how Sanjaya is able to explain everything to Dhritarashtra, who is blind, that whatever is happening in the battlefield, he explains to him. Right? Dhritarashtra said, okay, somebody can read the translation.
Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after assembling in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu do, being desirous to fight?
Yes. So Prabhupada calls this as a very irrelevant question, because when somebody has gathered in the war field, what else do you expect them to do? Right? They have to fight. But then why is he asking that? So he is actually afraid. So you can see the anxiety in his face, right? So basically he's afraid because he's afraid that maybe the place may have some influence on my sons, and what if they give up the war, because he didn't want them to give up war or they have any compromise with the Pandavas. So that was his concern. That is why he asked why. assembled. What are they? Are they desiring to fight? So Dharmakshetra is compared to the boiling of milk. So you all know, like it's an auspicious one. So even during the housewarming, so we do this, right? Boiling of milk. So this is compared to auspiciousness. Mamaka Pandava. So basically, here we can see when there is a milk, if you put some lemon, right, that becomes paneer, or right, it gets separated, will get separated. So basically, he is dividing there by using these words, which is not good, right? So he is like Dhritarashtra is dividing his family and his sons and his brother's sons. So that is why it is compared here. Kima kurvata. So you some guests come to your home and you offer them sweet, okay, and then you ask them, what did you do? Then it's not like it doesn't sound really good, right? So basically, what will they do? Obviously, they'll eat. So kima kurvata. So here it says that. So it's a very irrelevant question. So when they have gathered there in the war field, obviously they're going to fight. So this is Mamaka Panda, Himaku. So Dhritarashtra, how is he looking at the battlefield? So you can post your answers. So what do you think? What is his expression? What do you feel? So how is he feeling? So how does he look? So how does is he very happy, or does he look very he's in anxiety, or is he distressed? So what do you think Dhritarashtra expression?
Worried.
Yes.
Worried.
What is it? Void. Yeah. Afraid. Yes. Afraid. Anxious. Yes. He is very anxious, right? Yes. Worried. Yes. Yes. Anxiety. Very nice. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So yes, all of you are right. So basically, he is very anxious. So we will see. So you can see here Dhritarashtra's mindset. So he is very doubtful because of the Kurukshetra. So Kurukshetra, it is said like the demigods, the devatas used to come there and they used to perform the sacrifices. So it's a place of pilgrimage, and this is a place of dharma. And Dhritarashtra knows very well that Pandavas were always on dharma side, right? They didn't know any other big work in their lifetime, but then he knows that he and his sons always they were on Adharma side. What all they did, right? They did so much. They burned their houses. And when Bhima was small, he gave poison. Duryodhana gave poison, and I mean, for Draupadi also, they insulted her in the assembly, and so many things they did. So he was afraid. He was doubtful of their win. That is why it is place of dharma. How will we army win? Obviously. So then he was fearful because he was very unfair, and he didn't give them what the property belonged to them, but he didn't give them. So he was very unfair, and why it happened? It all because of his attachment, and he was partial mentality of me and mine, right? He aham mameti, it is called as. So it's a material attachment. So this is not good. So this is the Dhritarashtra's mindset. So now, question for you all. So attachment versus affection. So do you think both are same, or is it different? So attachment and what Dhritarashtra had towards his son, was it an affection or attachment? Yes.
Ma'am, attachment is basically the feeling of control over the bond or the person.
Very
That
nice.
we feel if we say we are attached to someone, we just somehow deep within we want to control their actions or their life. And
Very
when
true.
we we have affection towards someone, we just want them to be happy and prosper.
Very nice. Very beautifully said. Very nice. Yes, anybody wants to add? Okay. Ranika says, attachment binds us to various miseries. Yes, very nice. So what is good? What should we follow in life? Is it attachment or affection? What is better?
Affection.
Yes. So, but do you think nowadays parents are, many parents, I see, like they're very much attached, more than affectionate, they're attached. And what it happens, they become slaves of their children, right? It's basically ulta. Like it is not like children listening to them. Like you can see some 5 year, 6 year children or 7 year, like in that age, okay, school going. So whatever they say, they have to. Like if they don't eat, if you don't give mobile, they will not eat or they will not watch, like that conditions. So parents are literally so much attached and they don't understand that is bad for the child also, right? Have you see this or not? Does does, does this happen? Or you people also do this to your parents?
It happens.
Yes. Yes. So this is not good. So basically Vidura, right? Vidura, as a brother, he was a very affectionate towards Dhritarashtra. That was affection. So many times he used to come to Dhritarashtra and he used to suggest him, like whatever, I mean, he used to give him advices on so many things related to everything, and also related to Duryodhana. He used to tell that you have given lot of freedom, which is not good. And also, but then Arjuna, Duryodhana, when before the war also, he came and told that you should not allow your son to for this war. Then Dhritarashtra was not agreeing. Then Duryodhana listens that, and then he feels in what he does. He gets angry at Virudura, and then he calls him as a son of a maid, and then he insults in the assembly of when everybody were assembled. And then because of that, Vidura leaves the place. And you all know that Vidura was not there when the war took place. Actually, he was not there. He went on a pilgrimage and he comes back after the Mahabharata war is over. And after coming back also, he still advises, because that time Duryodhana, everybody are dead, and he comes that Yudhishthira was the king. Please be on mute. Yeah. So then that time, what happens? So when Vidura comes for counseling, so that time Dhritarashtra agrees, and so that is the difference in affection, right? Affection doesn't change, so it is always remains affection. But then attachment, it is always binded. Okay, so attachment is a sign of weakness, but uh, uh, but not the sorry. Not the attachment. Sorry, attachment is a sign of weakness, not the affection. So Dhritarashtra, so now can we compare our mind to Duryodhana and ourselves to Dhritarashtra? Okay. How many of you agree? Most of the time, our mind acts like a Duryodhana and we act as a Dhritarashtra. Means we are so much attached to our mind and we want to do everything that my mind says. How many of you agree to this? Yes, mind goes off control. Yes. True, right? So many times it happens to all of us. Many times we don't want to do it, but still if the mind insists us on doing, which is not good for us also. But then we are so much attached to it, we cannot say no to it, right? We go and we so there's an exam you want to read, but there's a phone call from your friend to have a party. So what do? Your mind says, okay, it's okay. One day you can enjoy what is there. Exam is always there, or you can study, you can get good marks in next time, or something like that. So mind gives 100 reasons to leave this and then go and enjoy, right? So we are so much attached, we leave this and we go. So this is what we, and if somebody tries to correct us also, we don't like it. Somebody gives us advice, we get very insulted. So that is The reason because we are so much attached to our mind. So relationship. So now, can you tell me the relationship between dissatisfaction and adharma? Yes. Why Dhritarashtra had to go on adharma? He had to follow adharma. Was it the reason of his dissatisfaction which led him to adharma? Or is there any relationship between adharma and dissatisfaction? My voice is free. Okay. Disconnecting. 1 second. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can you answer this? Is there a relationship between this? Just think about it. So why somebody gets involved in wrong things or sinful acts? Is it because of some dissatisfaction in life? Is there any connection? Can you answer?
When we don't feel satisfied from the temporary pleasures that we derive, we tend to follow the incorrect path or the path of adharma, so that in the misconception that we will someday satisfy all of our needs.
Very nice. Yes, very good. So basically, there is a connection, right? So when there is a dissatisfaction only, that person goes on the adharmic field. But what was the need? Because this is all our perception, the way you think, right? This person is so much, actually, he has so many positive things in life, but he always focused on the negative things. So what are the positive things he had in his life? So basically he comes to, I mean, he has he lives in a big palace, he's a king, and also he has a very beautiful and chaste wife. So like she Gandhari, when she come to know that her husband is a blind, and then what she does, she also covers her eyes. She didn't wanted to see, I mean, who will do that kind of sacrifice to her husband, right? You cannot imagine such a so such a chaste wife. And he had a loving father who is Vyasadeva, and he had a counsel of Vidura and so many good things. And then only one problem he had, that was he was blind. So he was always he was always seeing on what is not there, right? So because of his dissatisfaction, which led to the destruction of the family itself, because right, because of his selfishness, he lost all his 100 sons, right? All because of Dhritarashtra. Why did this basically happen? As a king, if he had taken a proper step, if he had stopped whenever his son was doing something mistake, why did he not throw him out of the kingdom? He should have done that when he had done the wrong things, but he never did. He always encouraged adharma, and because of that, so all this war had to happen. So we have to be always satisfied in our life, right? It's a great message that we need to take it from here. So Dhritarashtra, had he rightfully handed throne to Yudhishthira, what would have been the result? What do you think would be the result if he had rightfully handed it?
There are chances of a revolt from the side of Duryodhana, but if he had given control the whole kingdom to Yudhishthir, he would have definitely figure out some ways to solve the conflicts and arrange some say villages or some places to rule for them.
Yeah.
And
so do you think the war would have at all happened if it was they had handed over rightfully to Yudhishthira? Would there
yes,
have been a Mahabharata war?
no, ma'am. Most probably it wouldn't have been.
Yes, right. He could have avoided. No, there would be no requirement of the war if they had rightfully handed over the throne to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So obviously there would not be a possibility of war. And after the everything got over, all his sons died, and still Dhritarashtra was in the kingdom. Like he is in the palace of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira Maharaj took care of him just like his own father. So whatever was that, he used to ask his advice from, he used to go to Dhritarashtra and he used to take the advice. And when he actually denied initially to take over the throne, though he was capable and he was rightful owner, he didn't. And only after the instruction of, even when Lord Krishna told, he didn't take it up. But then Bhishma ordered him, right? His great grandfather. So when he ordered him, then he agreed to take the throne. But then he went to Dhritarashtra to take his blessings. And also every day he used to go to him and ask him, like everything, these things are explained in Bhagavatam. So, so Bhagavatam classes also are going on. So every day our temple president, Namanishta Prabhuji, he takes at 8:15, 8:30 in the temple link. We'll share the link in the your group. So you can join. So it's there are totally in Bhagavatam 18 cantos. 12 cantos. In that we are in third canto right now. So you are all welcome to join. So in the Bhagavatam, it's there. So where every day he goes and he speaks to Dhritarashtra, so asking him his welfare, asking him how is his health and all that. So Dhritarashtra is so shameful. He has done so much bad things to them, and still he was behaving like a king there, and he was enjoying everything in the kingdom. So until Vidura comes and he scolds him, and he says that you are like you're staying in your enemy house like a dog. Like he compares him to a dog. How are you be? How can you be here? You have done so much to them. And then he realizes and he leaves at midnight when nobody is there. Like he leaves, and that's a different story. So that's how, like, Yudhishthira was it would have never happened. It was if it was in hand of Yudhishthira. So Shloka 3. Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Yudham Drupada Putrena Tavashishrena Dhimata. So now you can know the behavior of Duryodhana here. You can see how he's speaking to his Acharya, Dronacharya, his own teacher. Is this a way somebody speaks to the teacher? You can see his expression over here, Duryodhana. So what does he say? If somebody can read.
O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
Yes. So the Drupada word is very important here. So why he cannot tell him Drushtadumna? Drushtadumna was the person who has arranged the army of Pandava's side. So, but he calls him as a Drupada's son, because he's indirectly taunting him, like he's commenting that Drupada is your enemy, and you have given this military art, you have given this art to his son, who is born to kill you. Actually, Drupada and Dronacharya also, they had some political fight, and Drupada, he does a sacrifice to beget a son who will be killing Dronacharya. Okay, and Dronacharya, he knows very well that this person is going to kill me, his son. Knowing that also, when he comes for him for a Shastra Vidya, right, for learning that, so he gives him that knowledge. Being a liberal Brahmin, he gives him. So he's showing that. So because of your lenience, what has happened? So he is warning him that don't show this lenience in the war field. So that is what he is intending to tell him. That is why that is the expression he's showing there to his Acharya. But do you know, what in the same place, Arjuna, though he was in the opposite side, before starting the war, he threw an arrow at the feet of Dronacharya because he wanted to take a blessing, right? And even he also gives that as a returns back to him as a blessing to him before the war starts. So that was the nature of Arjuna, and this is what we can see the nature of Duryodhana here. Actually, he never thought. So basically, you all know, like 12 years, the Pandavas were on exile, right? And the 1 year on incognito, like they could not be seen by anyone, right? Otherwise, they'll have to repeat the another 12 years. That was the condition Duryodhana had told after they lost the Youth Kreda. So he never thought that after coming from there, they would have such a big army. So it is said that they had 7 Akshayonis, and these Kauravas had 11 Akshayonis. It is basically, it is said thousands of 15 lakh some soldiers on their side, and around 24 or 25 lakh soldiers on the Kaurava side. So he never thought still they would have so much big army, because even the Narayana Sena of Krishna's side, he took it, right? Duryodhana took. So now he is surprised how they have arranged so well. So analysis, political behavior of Duryodhana. So do you think he more act like a politician? What is a behavior of a politician? Can you?
Politician uses the correct phrases in the context of what he is talking about, and provokes the target audience in a manner that they speaks what he wants them to speak.
Yes, very good. Yes, anybody else can add? So what are the things that you can see from Duryodhana's political behavior? How can you say that he is very political in his behavior? Okay, we'll go here. Okay, we'll see one by one. So calling Drishtadyumna as Drupada Putrena, the son of Drupada, Drona's enemy, in order to make sure that Dronacharya would not be lenient this time with Pandavas. So this, I just explained you why he is calling him as he could have directly called him, but then sarcastically he's mentioning so that Dronacharya understand, and he will not show the lenience because he likes Arjuna a lot. You know that Arjuna was his favorite student. So because he's favorite student, he should not be favoring them because he is on the Kaurava side. That's what is this. So this behavior of a political person is just like he has something in mind, he says something, and but then his action will be different, right? Everything is different. He thinks something, but then he acts differently. So that is the nature of a political this person. So he mentioned all great heroes from Pandava's side. So these shlokas you can refer, okay? This starts from shloka 3 to around shloka 11, I think. So we don't have time to go through all those shlokas. So you can just check it out. So there, he mentions all the names of great heroes from Pandava's side so that Dronacharya would take the war seriously. So he mentions all the names of great heroes on Pandava's side, right? So then he wanted to tell them that all of them are equal to fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. So basically, he wanted to say that he has to be careful. So, well, then while mentioning the names of great heroes from his side, he first mentioned the name of Dronacharya even before Bhishma, who was eldest. Because by mentioning the name of a Brahmana, before mentioning the name of Kshatriya is acceptable etiquette. See, these things and all very diplomatic things you can tell. So Bhishma, he knows is a great warrior, right? He's one person, he is able to fight with 1,000 Akshamunis, it is said. So Bhishma is such a great warrior. So, but then he is mentioning Dronacharya name before Bhishma. Why? Because it is an etiquette as per Kshatriya rule that you have to give respect to Brahmana first. So these things, these are all is like a politician's behavior. So he further mentioned the name of Kripacharya, is a teacher and Dronacharya's brother-in-law, and Ashwatrama Dronacharya as chief captains. Because he wanted their support. So he is encouraging them also. he mentioned the name of Vikarna, Duryodhana's youngest brother. Sorry. Thank you. While mentioning the names of great heroes from his, okay, this we read. He further mentioned, okay, this is also done. He mentioned the name of Vikarna, Duryodhana's youngest brother, right? Although he was not a Maharathi. So he calls him as a Maharathi, the Vikarna. Anybody knows who is Vikarna?
Youngest brother of Duryodhana.
Yeah.
Third
He was
brother.
the
What
one
was
who
special about him?
cruel act.
What was, huh? What was
Ma'am, he
special?
was the only brother of Duryodhana who opposed the action of Chirharan, and
Yes,
he
yes, very good. Yes, he was the only one who objected in that assembly, right? Even when Bhishma and everybody were silent, Vikarna was the one who objected, like, it should not take place. Like the incident when they were trying to do the Draupadi Vastraharan, right? So then only Vikarna. So he's calling Vikarna here as a Maharathi, though he's not a Maharathi. Why? Because he wanted his support. So all this shows that how political he is. And he said, there are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for the side, well equipped with weapons and experienced in military science. So he says, everybody are the heroes, whoever on his side, Tekta Jivita, Madarte Tepta, and he's very proud that so many have gathered just because they're all ready to give their life for me. So he's encouraging them. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. Aparyaptam is the term used here. Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam Bhishma birakshitam paryaptam tvida tesham balam Bhima birakshitam, which means complete as well as incomplete. Dronacharya heard the army as incomplete and Bhishma heard it as complete. That the expert diplomat Duryodhana encouraged both Bhishma, commander-in-chief, and Drona, military guru, with one word, Aparya. So you can see how much political thing he is showing here. So there are, as per Vedas or Shastras, there are six type of aggressors who are we can kill them. Like if they do any of these six things, the person is given death sentence as per Vedas. So first one, a poison giver. Okay, somebody can read.
Duryodhana fed Bhima a poisoned cake.
Yeah.
And
so you all know. Yes, Bhima, when he was a small boy, right? Duryodhana had given him poison.
an arsonist, Duryodhana arranged for a house of Lac to be built for the Pandavas and conspired to have it set ablaze while they slept, poised to attack.
Yeah, you all know that. I mean, you may all have heard that. Like they were sent to they were told that your very beautiful palace is done for you, and that was actually made of lac, means which can get burnt very easily. There's something, that material. So, but then Vidura sends a message to them, and they do a suranga marga, right? And they go out from there. Otherwise, they would have all got dead. So they did that, and they attacked with deadly weapons. Yes, next one.
A thief, Shakuni cheated in a dice game and plundered all their wealth.
Yes. So yes, next one.
One who occupies another's land. The Kauravas then occupied the Pandavas' land.
Yes. So even they took the Indraprastha also, right? The Pandavas which they established. Yes.
The one who kidnapped another's wife. Finally, they stole Draupadi by foul means, once during the dice game and once when Jayadratha attempted to kidnap her.
Yes. So these are the six type of aggressors, and all this they have done to the Pandavas. So they are literally, even if they are killed, so it is not wrong as per the Shastras. But then still our Arjun, the hero, does not want to kill them. So we see what are the reasons he gives. Saghosho dharta rashtanam hridayani vyadarayat tapascha prithvim chaiva tumulo vyanudadayan. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, and thus vibrating both in sky and on the earth, it shattered the hearts of sons of Dhritarashtra. So why did it shatter the hearts of sons of Dhritarashtra is the question here. So because the conch shells, everybody blew, right? Even the Kauravas did, but nothing happened to Pandavas. But then when Pandavas did, right? Well, and especially when Lord Krishna and Arjuna, when they blew their conch shells, their hearts of Dhritarashtra, sons of Dhritarashtra, got shattered. What is the conch shell name of Arjuna and Krishna? Let's put in chat. Devadatta. Yes. And then what is Krishna's? Panchajanya. Yes, very good. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya. Right. So there are all conch shells have a different name. Whatever Nakula, Sahadeva, everybody. So there are different names for the conch shells. So why did it happen? Somebody can tell, or you can post in the chat also. So why do you think the hearts of, like, why they got scared? What was the reason? Why did this happen? The Kauravas understood. Okay. Yes, Panika. Thank you. Because yes, Lord Krishna was on their side. Yes, very nice. Okay, any other answers? Okay. Yes, very good. So basically, it is because the Lord himself is on their side, right? So what we have to understand, like with our own endeavor, we cannot do anything. If there is Lord support, if God is on our side, then only we have, the person is very confident. Why Arjuna is very confident? He was not at all worried because Krishna was there on his side, right? So that is a thing. Okay, we all know that Pandavas won the war. So what are the signs of Pandavas' victory? So there are totally 9 signs of victory. It is like 9 signs of victory. Before the war could start, there are already signs of victory for Pandavas. So what are they? Yes, I want everyone to participate. I see very few people are participating. Kindly participate and yes. So can you tell what are the signs of victory, Pandavas' victory? Krishna is on their side. Yes, very good. That is one reason. And then?
Hanumana is on the dhwaj of Arjuna's chariot.
Yes, very good. Yes, Hanuman Dvaj. Yes, Kapi Dvaja. And then? Yes, Krishna on side. Yes, correct. And then Kapi Dvaj, 2 are over. And then what are the others?
The war
So
is
you can
taking
see
place in Dharmakshetra.
Very good. Yes, that is the third one, right? Dharmakshetra. Very good. Yes, Anushka, right. Yes, Parnika, right. Goddesses of fortune is on their side. So when there is a goddesses of fortune, the victory, right? Victory and prosperity, both are on their side. It shows that. Yes, Tanvi, right. Agni Deva's chariot. So the chariot was given by the divine chariot. This is a special chariot which was given by the Agni Dev. So he had so many blessings, Arjuna. And then, yes.
Had the
Yes.
Pastra.
Yes. Arjuna's Gandiva, right? So we'll see now. So the Dharmakshetra. So Dharmakshetra and then divine chariot given by fire god. Kapidvaja. So it's a Hanuman flag. So you all know like Lord Hanuman supported Lord Ram, right? So to win against the Ravana. So yes, conch shell, somebody mentioned. Bhima conch shell to pacify Duryodhana. So it is conch shell. In general, you can say conch shell of them. So the Shankanada is conch shell, right? Gandiva, Pashupati Astra. So he had that. So it is like that arrows never get emptied. How much ever he want, he could get it. And Tyakta Jivita. Tyakta Jivita is like a bad omen. So he uses this. This is used by Duryodhana, where he says that the people are ready to give up their life for me. So that is why. And it happened on Mokshada Ekadashi, which is an auspicious day. Bhagya Lakshmi, which is the goddesses, because wherever Lord is there, so Lakshmi is also there on the where Narayana is there, right? So these are the, and then Rishikesha. Rishikesha, anybody knows what is Rishikesha meaning?
The one who controls the senses of all the living entities.
Yes, senses, all senses includes mind, right? So that is why if our mind has to be in control, then what we should do? We should surrender to Lord Krishna, because he is called as Rishikesha, means he's a controller of our mind and senses. So how can we do that? How can you control? We can chanting, right? The chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, because Hare Krishna mantra does not belong to this world. It's a transcendental uh, mantra. And when we chant that, automatically our mind and senses come to control with constant practice. It doesn't happen in a day or two. You need to have faith and you have to continue to see the results. Okay.
Ma'am,
Agree. Yes. Yes.
ma'am, that Takta Jivita was referred to the bad omen. Was it that Duryodhan used a negative term to explain the situation?
Yeah, because he was telling that all my army are ready to give up their life for me. So what does it mean? When before starting a war, you are accepting your defeat, right? It is like all of my people are ready to die for me. What does it mean? It is like all of them are dying, so the other party will win. So it's a bad omen, na? Before starting of the war, if somebody is speaking like that. So okay. So we can see different symptoms of Arjuna's body due to his soft-heartedness. So we can see how compassionate is Arjuna, right? So when he sees the army, though they have done so many things, they're aggressors, right? So we saw the 6 kind of whatever they have done. So, but still, Arjuna is feeling here compassion for him, and he is not able. He says to Krishna that his limbs are queering. We can see here. We see all the shlokas there after this. Limbs are queering, mouth drying up, whole body is trembling, hair standing on end, hands Gandiva is no slipping, skin burning, legs unable to stand, mind is reeling. So he gives all these reasons that he is not able to hold any, he's not able to stand. So he just gives up the he gives up to Krishna. He says that he cannot fight anymore, right? So basically, there are few of the symptoms. Even it happens for a high. I mean, the devotees who are the devotional ecstasy also. But then here, this is because of material attachment. All these are because of bodily platform. Arjuna is going to kill. So this all these answers Krishna is going to answer tomorrow. So these are the reasons Krishna gives: compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, and indecision. So we'll see one by one. So here Krishna says, first compassion. Arjuna uvacha drishtvaimam svajanam Krishna yuyutsam samupastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukhancha parishusyati. Yes, somebody can read.
Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up."
Yeah. So he is my dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives. So he is by seeing them. So because he sees all of them, when he comes to fight there, he is able to see only his relatives, all his brothers, sisters, Matula. He mentions Acharya and Matula and Ratu, all his brothers, relatives, grandchildren, because you know what is the age of Arjuna and Krishna and during the time of war? Everybody knows.
Ma'am, maybe Shri Krishna was 89 years old.
Yeah, very good. So they were almost like cousins. They were not much difference, almost of same age. So, but then he is always Navayavvanamcha, right? Because Krishna is God and he has come in his transcendental body. So Krishna always remains God and he looked like a 16-year-old boy. So he says here that by seeing my relatives, so he's that too, they are all very eager to fight. So he feels his lips are drying up. So this is the first reason he gives. So he feels compassionate towards them. Nacha shreyo pashyami atva svajanamahave nakangshe vijayam Krishna natarajyam sukhani cha. Please read.
I do
I,
not see.
Okay, please raise your hand so that I can call the names. You can all keep your hands raised. Yes. Miss Pranika.
I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
So basically, if we want to enjoy with our family, right? Anybody, we don't want to, if we are going on a vacation, we don't feel like going alone. We want our friends, or we want our family people. Then only we can enjoy. So similarly, Arjuna is telling here, if I kill all of them in my battle, like all my kinsmen means all relations who are blood, who are kith and kin, right? So if I kill, then with whom am I going to enjoy, Lord Krishna? He's asking him, with whom I will enjoy. What am I going to do all with this? Nakangshe Vijayam Krishna. So he's no enjoyment. He says. Papamevashaye tasman hatretanatatayinah tasmanarha vayam hantum dartarashran swabandhavan kajanam hikatam hatva sukinasyama madhava. Yes. Yes. Anybody? Anyone else? Yes, agree.
sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
So he's telling that we may get sin because how can we kill somebody? I mean, he also compares there like how Dhritarashtra is our teacher, right? We may get sin and we are killing so many the soldiers and everyone, and also the how can we slay the aggressors? Aggressors, you know that 6 kind of aggressors we just say. So even if they kill, even if we kill them, because we know what is dharma and what is not, so how can we kill? So he's asking, and he addressed Krishna as goddesses of fortune, because he's telling, please, he's not able to see his future, right? So fortune. So Krishna brings fortune to everyone. So give me some good fortune, like that. He's calling him as a addressing him Krishna by that name, Madhava. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritsnam adharmo bhavatyuta. Okay, no one? Okay, yes, go ahead. Agree.
With the destruction of dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligious practice.
Yes. So family tradition, he gives the reason, because if all the soldiers get killed, what will happen to their children? Who are going to give them the values, right? If the parent is not there, then how the children will be brought? And what will happen to the women? So women, and he says that women may get involved in the wrong things, and it may lead to Varna Sankaras. So Varna Sankaras basically like they don't know what is the religion, what is irreligion, and they're not given proper education. So such things may happen if we kill all the people in the war. So he gives the reason as family tradition. न चैतद्विद्मा कतरन्नो गरियो यद्वा जयेमा यदि वा नाटयेयुः यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषामः देवस्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्राः. Archana, yes.
Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The son of Dhritarashtra, whom if we killed, we should not care to live, are now standing before us on this battlefield.
So this is from chapter 2, the chapter's slip. So this is indecisiveness. So now he is confused, totally confused. So he's asking Krishna, I really don't know whether I have to kill them or get killed by them. So he's not able to make the distinction. So he's completely confused. And in tomorrow's chapter, he surrenders to the Lord that I cannot fight. And then the Bhagavad Gita begins. So you can see that in the whole chapter, Krishna didn't speak anything here, right? Krishna doesn't speak here. He only speaks after he surrenders. So if we also want to understand the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, right, we need to be in the place of Arjuna with that surrender and humility. Only then you will be able to understand the history of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, we won't be able to understand. How much ever we read by ourselves, we'll not be able to understand. So, which one you can relate? So, what are the 5 reasons? Compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, indecision. So, we all can agree that these are all very genuine reasons which Arjuna has given. Even we would feel the same thing, right? Yes or no? Compassion, no enjoyment. Yes. All this looks very practical, right? Yes. Yes. So it's interesting to know what Krishna is going to give answer for everything. He gives for each and every question. It's not easy, right? Because he's the Lord himself. He has answer for everything. And then we have to agree that, I mean, he will make you agree. So tomorrow is very interesting chapter. So we'll see. Oh, what did I do? Sorry. The last. Okay. So this is the summary of the chapter. So what did we see? Dhritarashtra inquired, right? So what was what is happening on the battlefield? And then we saw the comparison of the boiling milk and the paneer, the milk separated, the Mamaka Pandava, and then the Kimakurvata. What did they do? So then Duryodhana's fears, right, by seeing the army of Pandavas. So he has the Dronacharya, and then blowing of conch shells, which shattered the hearts of sons of Dhritarashtra. And then Arjuna's observation by seeing the army, and we saw the signs that he showed in his body, like where he is not able to fight and he gives up. So Arjuna gives the 5 reasons, and he finally gives up. He puts his bow down, Gandiva, and he says, Krishna, that I cannot fight. So this is the end of this chapter. So tomorrow is chapter 2. So thank you so much for your active participation, everyone. Thank you. And so any questions, you can raise your hand. You can ask. Okay, PSB has a question. Ma'am, I have a question. Arjuna has chosen Lord Krishna instead of army. So where did he got a huge army to fight Kauravas? Because he had a good relation with the kings of different states. Many people, he was very pious, right? Yudhishthira was very pious. So many other people supported him. That's how he got. Yes. See, we are doing the shloka recitation before half an hour we start. I think tomorrow even more early, because 72 shlokas are there in chapter 2. Like chapter 2, chapter 11 and chapter 18 have more shlokas. So we start even more early for the shloka recitation. But the class will be at 9 o'clock, but recitation will start tomorrow at 8:15. Whoever are interested, you want to see all the shlokas and translation, you get an idea what is there in all shlokas, because we don't go through all the shlokas in the class. It's not possible in 1 hour time. And so I request all of you to read. Please, I mean, take a book, or you, if the soft copy you have, all we have a, you all may be knowing Veda base. I'll just show you the Veda base today. So this is called Veda base. Okay, you can note down. You go to the library. So you can, all this is free accessible books for you, and all Prabhupada books you have here accessible. You have Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay, so you can go here into chapter 1 and you can read. So here you can go to the translation. Prabhupada gives a proper full explanation. Okay, this is good. The same thing, whatever you have in book, but always it's better to have a book, but this is okay, we have all the books here. There are many books of Prabhupada. Okay, so I'll just share this in chat. Okay, do you want to see a video of one Prabhupada's first interview? If you're interested, I'll show just a 4 minutes video. Yes, if you're interested, just raise your hand and show. Otherwise, we can close that. There is no question. Only one person wants to see, nobody else. Nobody wants to see, no one is interested. All of you are very tired, you want to sleep.
We are interested.
Okay, you are interested. Okay, fine, good. Okay, so I will open that.
Of the human being.
Okay, is it audible?
Second,
check that. Maybe it was.
understand what is God.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You founded the Hare Krishna movement some 7 years ago in 1967, did you not?
Yes.
In a capsule, what is the movement?
The movement is to awaken God consciousness of the human being. The human being is distinguished from the animals, that the animals cannot understand what is God. And if the human being also does not understand what is God, then he is animal.
I see. And so your movement is to bring about an understanding of God
Yes.
among human beings.
Yes.
And Hare Krishna means what?
Hare Krishna means addressing the energy of God. Hare means the energy of God, and Krishna means God.
Okay, you were here yesterday and to attend your annual festival that was
Yeah.
held here in Golden Gate Park, and we were there too. And in fact, here it is. A few thousand people came out to hear it. How many people are now disciples of the Krishna consciousness movement?
Dedicated life, about 10,000
About 10,000 dedicated
in the
ones.
Western world.
Your Grace, is there any significance at all in the shaved head? Why are heads shaved?
We keep ourselves very clean, that's all.
Oh, it's just a cleanliness thing.
Yes.
Is there any significance in the color of the robes?
At least at the present moment, people think that by keeping long hair, it becomes very beautiful.
I see.
Yes. So we are against that.
Just as simple as that. Is there any significance in the yellow robes?
Yellow robe is the dress, those who are dedicated.
It could very well have been a blue robe. It's just something that was arrived at.
This saffron.
Your Grace, why do you feel that so many people are pulling away from the traditional religions in this country, such as Christianity and so forth, and going for the trying to understand the Eastern religions? We hear a lot of swamis and gurus and other type of yogi and so forth. Why do you feel that people are pulling away from the traditional Christian standards here?
But we see that the Christian churches, especially I have seen in London, mostly closed. People are not interested, or the Christian leaders, they cannot make them interested.
Why? Did Christianity fail the people, which is why they're turning to other things? Or?
I think so.
You say that Hare Krishna consciousness pretty much takes the absolute truths from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and the Vedic.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Religion means to understand God.
I understand, but do you feel that in getting truths from various places like the Bible and the Quran and so forth, don't you run into conflicts at all or contradictions in those particular philosophies?
No, I don't find any conflict, because the ultimate goal is God. So you have to understand God and try to love Him. So you can go through any religious process. If the goal is attained, that you understand what is goal, and you try to love Him, then your life is perfect.
Why do we see so many of your followers chanting almost all the time?
Chanting means to keep association with God always.
So you have to audibly chant
Yes.
Hare Krishna?
Yes. This is transcendental vibration. Just like a radio message, if you keep contact with the radio message, then you know everything what is going on outside. Similarly, this transcendental sound, Hare Krishna, if you chant, then you keep connection with God directly.
Thank you very much, Your Divine Grace. It's been our privilege to talk with you and to meet you.
Thank you.
And hope that we can see you again when you return.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, how was the video? Liked?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So what should we do? Should we take the chanting seriously? Hearing to Prabhupada?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay, if you buy the book, you also get the japa bag. So it's advised better you have a japa bag, the japa beads, right? I can show you. So this is how the japa bag looks like. And this may not, that may be a different one. And the bead also is different. This is a Tulsi bead and it's bigger one. And this is called Krishna bead. And with this we chant the Panchatattva mantra. Okay. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. And then you chant with this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you complete the full round, and when you come to the last beat, right? You come to the last beat. And then before starting next round, I mean, when you start the next round, you do the Panchatattva again, and then the last beat of your first round becomes your first beat. Okay. Basically, you are not, we should not cross over this. Okay. So the last beat becomes the first beat. You chant and then come back here. So that's how we do. So Prabhupada has given us 16 rounds, right? He has given us 16 rounds to do every day. So you can start with one round, basically, now. Yes. And even for going to level 2, that's a basic criteria. At least minimum one round you should. Please do start. You can see the results if you do more rounds. Yes. Yes, questions? Any questions? Yes, agree. Yeah, please ask. What is your question?
Ma'am, in that video, Swamiji praised that shaving your head is equivalent to cleaning your body, and all in all scriptures or the pictures or the depictions of Lord Parshurama, Hanumana, Sri Rama, we all see they had huge hairs and they tied their hairs. They had chotis. So
Yeah.
what is the right way to
No,
have chotis or to shave your whole head?
no, that is Prabhupada has given like that. Not for everyone, for usually the brahmacharis and who has taken initiation, right? For the initiated disciples, Prabhupada has given. So we cannot come, compare to those people at those age, because in Kali Yuga, there is not everybody are maintaining their body and is so clean, right? That is why Prabhupada mentions that it is for cleanliness, that they don't want to keep hair. But I don't know so much deep, like the comparison you're giving, like to Lord Ram, and they all had a big hair. But I don't know much about that. But this is what Prabhupada has given. And also Prabhupada says, like, because more the hair and these things, one is that it doesn't look good, because that time hippies were there. Hippies movement was going on in America, where all were keeping long hair, and usually they don't even take bath, right? So Prabhupada wanted everything to be clean. And yeah, that was basically for cleanliness. Prabhupada introduced that. And also more attraction towards materialistic life. Maybe the other, maybe that may also be Prabhupada's intention, so that you will not be more attracted, because his disciple Jayapataka Swami, he was very, when he is very small young age, like I think 17 or 18, he took he became his disciple, and he was very slim, and Prabhupada was making fun that you have to eat more prasad, otherwise many girls will be attracted towards you. So it was just a fun part. So to answer your question, the comparison, sorry, I don't know. I cannot, I don't know that, but that is Prabhupada has given that. Okay. Yes, Arpita, you have a question? Yes,
No, ma'am.
Arpita.
No.
Okay. Okay, Archana, I have a doubt that what different kind of things we can observe when we chant. What changes we see in our life, as it is very powerful mantra. I wanted to know about that. So basically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, okay, when you chant, so our consciousness become very pure. Basically, now it is covered with so many dirty things, because from many janmas, not just this janma. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. So basically, it cleanses our heart. So purifies our heart. Then we will be able to see the things as it is. Now it is covered, and we see from the bodily conception. So that goes. And also we have so many anarthas, like Mada, Moha, Matsarya, that attachment, greed, enviousness. These are many there are many anarthas in our heart. Mada, Moha, Matsarya. What are the other? Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Okay, Krodha, anger, Lobha, greed, Kama is attachment, Mada, illusion, Moha, and Mada, Moha, Matsarya is jealousy. So these things will go, but that will take time. So we have to be very sincere in our chanting. Yes. So any other questions? No other questions? Okay. So
Ma'am,
chant. Yes, yes, Arpita.
I started chanting
Hmm.
and continue it, but sometimes I lose my sometimes I lose my interest to
Okay.
chanting.
Okay. What are you studying, Arpita?
Honors third year.
Third year of what?
Honors third year.
Honors. Okay, third year. No problem. Okay, but then make it. When do you chant? Usually, if it is early morning, it is better. So because your mind will be very calm. After that, over the day, what happens? There are so many thoughts in your mind. Your focus won't be there. Try to do chanting in the early morning. Okay, you have more focus that time. So you don't have many things because mind will be more of sattvic mode, right? So you can improve on your concentration. Okay. Yes. Amit Ghosh.
Okay.
Ask, ma'am, I wanted to know what does the Tulsi Kanti Mala play a role for the people? So it's a pure Tulsi Mala is very dear. Tulsi is very dear to Krishna, and it's actually pure. I mean, it's not like a role, but basically it is recommend. You can initially uh, it's if we I mean anybody can use Tulsi Mala, nothing like that. So either Tulsi or Neem Mala is suggested. I think it comes in Neem Mala also. Basically the lesser, it is a lesser price. So basically Tulsi Maharani is very dear to Krishna. That's why Tulsi we use. So okay. Agrim has many times you have these dreams where you lose control of your body parts and get a bit paralyzed. Is it a type of unconsciousness meditation? What do you mean by that? In dream you feel like that you are not able to move or something like that?
Many times when we sleep, we just is that we realize that we are in a dream, or we are awake, but we are not yet fully awake. We just are in the middle of the phenomenon of waking up, and
It's a dream stage, na? It's kind of a dream stage, right? You mean to say?
uh, yes, you feel that you are using your body, but in practically you are not using your body. You
Yeah,
just
that is basically
quit.
our consciousness is not fully gone. Like we are awake, right?
It's just that I know that I am dreaming.
Mhm.
It's sort of a lucid dream where I awake after a time. But I'm talking about a situation where I am aware that I am dreaming, but sorry, I am aware that I am asleep, yet I am awake, and I am not able to use my body part, like forehand, and we just wake up with a screaming, a little bit fright or some shock that we give to our body so that we can awake. Is it a type of meditation where we concentrate our whole energy to one point?
You mean to say you're not awake? I am not able to understand your question properly.
Can I speak in Hindi?
Yeah, sure.
मैम ऐसा होता है जैसे आप हम सो रहे थे, हमें अचानक से पता लगा कि हम सो रहे थे, और अभी आपकी आंखें नहीं खुली हैं, और आपको बस ये पता है कि आप उठ चुके हो, और आप जब मतलब कुछ बोलने की या फिर कुछ अपने हाथ वगैरह हिलाने की कोशिश करते हो, तो आपको लगता है कि शायद उसके लिए आपको ताकत लगानी पड़ रही है, पूरी तरह से मतलब थोड़ा जोर लगाना पड़ रहा है, तो क्या ये एक अनकॉन्शियस मेडिटेशन है जब आप ध्यान में चले जाते हो और आपका पूरा ध्यान किसी
It is not meditation. You are in a dreaming stage. Actually, there are 4 stages. So, in that first one is the full awareness stage, a conscious stage, and then there is a dream stage, and then there is a deep sleep stage. So, basically, in the first stage, you are fully aware what is happening. Now, it is like a conscious stage. We are in a fully aware stage, and then is a dream stage. When that time only the mind is awake, the body is asleep, but the mind is active. Mind is happening. Something is happening in dreams and this thing. And then there is a stage like deep stage. So I think the stage which you're talking about is a stage of dream and the aware, like before getting up, right? Almost like before coming into a proper awakening state. I mean, proper awareness stage. That is not a meditation on anything like that. It's basically you are not completely aware. You are like a half dream, slumber, something kind of. But you are aware what is happening, part, right? You know that something happens. Sometimes it happens. Like you know that is a dream. It's not a meditation. It's not unconscious meditation. The highest, there is a stage called Turiya stage where we connect to God and we are aware of it. So that is the highest, but as of now, we are only going through the 3 stages, which is the awareness and the dream stage and the deep sleep stage. Okay.
Mataji, I think there's one more question. Can I read that out?
Yeah.
One more anxiety, ma'am. We all know that God Krishna behind all of this, but we cannot concentrate on these things.
What you cannot concentrate is Krishna is there. So it is said like Krishna is there behind everything. So what is the anxiety? Can you elaborate? Amit, you can speak. You can. What is the anxiety?
Amit Ghosh.
Yeah, Amit. Yes, Amit Ghosh. So what is that anxiety? There's a problem in my mic, okay? But we can't concentrate on things. What is that related to Krishna here? God Krishna behind. Okay, God Krishna, but God Krishna is not responsible for our anxiety or for our wrong decisions, because he has given us a free will to do. Okay, I don't know what is your exact question, but our anxiety is because of the modes that we are in. Right? Krishna is above all these 3 modes, so we cannot blame Krishna for our anxiety. I don't know if I answered you.
Can we say that when we are being anxious, we are just overanalyzing a situation?
Yes, correct. We do that. It happens.
So isn't it a good way when we are aware that we are a bit anxious and we know how to control it and continue to analyze the situation in every possible manner?
Yes, it is good. But then if you are anxious, your mind may not be in a position to do it in a right way, right? When you are already in anxiety, how are you able to differentiate between, or so that time it is better not to take any decision when you are in anxiety. Better cool down and then take a guidance of some elders, right? Okay, then we close for today. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.